actually bought 10 yards because all of my sublimation is from polyester. It's on polyester. So let me move this plug. Measurement is 17 by 17. And I don't want it double. I guess I'll just measure it 17 by 17 and cut 2. All right, so I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back because I left the measuring tape. Even 17, which is right here. So because I don't have a pattern or anything, to actually measure, I'm gonna use, it's a little off too. I'm gonna use my eye and these scissors. So this one is actually, the one underneath is actually smaller than this one. You know what? I'm trying to see what makes sense because here's the fold right here. And I really don't want to mess up measurements. So I'm going to give it a little more than 17 just so that the one on the bottom is 17. Matter of fact, I could see the bottom one from here, so I'll measure from there. Okay, this to this is 17. Here to here is 17. Unfortunately, my roller doesn't cut right. Let's see if I can see this mark right here. Okay, I see it. Alrighty, so let's go up to there. Here. Hope I didn't come in too far. Well, truthfully, the image is 17 by 17, so the fabric has to be a little smaller. Just a little bit. Because we're sublimating, and I want to make sure. I actually want to put this back in the plastic because it's white. Okay, put that over there. This right here, so I have an extra one. And we are going to go to the heat press and print the design to the fabric. So first, what we have to do is get the moisture out of the polyester. So first I'm actually doing 2 small ones because I also had an order for a Pause Against Cancer, and I always do 2 at a time because I cut the fabric in half. So I just wanted to heat press those just to get it out of the way. And so now I am going to press the 17 by 17 fabric, get the moisture out and the wrinkles out because there were folds in the fabric. And as you see, I have a 15 by 15 heat press. So it's not a one-shot deal, which makes it so much easier. I have to do it in the sections that are sticking out. So I have like 3 sections, 3 different times I have to press it, which means 3 different times that I'm going to have to do the same thing for the design, to put the design, the sublimation paper onto this polyester. And that is going to be a tricky maneuver because I've never done it before. All right, so it took me some time to figure out how to even do this. So you see how large this image is. So I came up with the idea that I will use the board. I actually use this board to paint. And so, yeah, you see I'm going to put this at the bottom. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to put some parchment paper over it. And I'm going to like slide the board around because I don't want the image to shift from the fabric, or the fabric to ship off the image, because I put the image first. And then I'm putting the fabric over it. And now I am putting 2 pieces of parchment paper to cover this big design, like so. And now I have to make sure that the pressure is correct. And I basically printed it for 60 seconds at 385. And now I have to move the board over to get the section that was sticking out. Put that down and do the same thing. And now I'm turning it around. And again, so now what's happening is I looked at the image and the ink didn't come all the way through because I guess the heat press wasn't up against the image correctly. So what I'm looking at is I see through the parchment paper that there's white still showing. So I had to press it again for another 60 seconds. And I'm looking again. So I was trying not to move the whole thing as I'm looking, just to make sure it's printed correctly. And nope, still has some white showing. So I'm gonna have to do it again. Okay, so hopefully this worked. So now I lift it and see that that section is a little, has like, well, it wasn't really white, it just has some spots. So it had, well, I guess it would still be white. So it had like a small section that wasn't covered with the teal. Okay, so we are finally done. Finally got it all covered. Ooh-wee, I need a bigger heat press. Look how pretty it came out. So you can see like a little messed up area right there where I put my hand. But for the most part, it's done. I'm happy with it. She looks so cute. Okay, so now what I am doing is sewing the edges. I just didn't want the edges to be raw, of course. And so I folded in about a ½ inch, not even an inch really. And I'm basically sewing around the edges. And so now we're going to cut this extra thread. And this is what it looks like when you sew the edges in. So there is the bandana. It's an all over bandana with my baby Starr. She is such a star. Yes, she is. And here it is. Look, this is what it looks like on Starr. So pretty. So this is not Queen and with divine blessings, and I thank you for watching. I wish you much peace and blessings. Peace.